Good morning, guys. Welcome to the session. Let us get started. So let me share the screen. So before getting started, I request all of you to please join the Telegram group so that once everyone joins by tonight or tomorrow morning, I'll be sharing the notes. So that you can go through it, and then if you have any interviews, you can prepare for those. Okay. So I repeat again, whoever is not part of the Telegram group, please join it. Now the question comes where I can find the Telegram group. The Telegram group link will be present in the email that you have received from the Ashok IT. To join this Zoom link, you might have received an email from the Ashok IT, right? In the same email, you can find the Telegram group in the below of the Zoom link. Okay, I request you all to please join the Telegram group. Okay, now, so, and one more request, please keep the same name in the Telegram group as well as in the Zoom link so that I can know who is asking the question. Okay. So now let us look at what we have discussed yesterday. So yesterday we looked at how to write a lambda expression. So can I write a lambda expression for an interface which has more than one abstract method?
No.
Yeah. May I know the reason why we cannot write? Why can't we write? Why can't we write lambda expression for an interface which has more than one abstract method?
The compiler don't know which method we are going to implement.
Yeah. So compiler finds the ambiguity. So there are two abstract methods. It does not know or it does not differentiate which what method we are trying to implement it. Correct. So there is an ambiguity for the compiler. So compilation error will be shown. Okay. So what is the advantage of lambda expression?
We need not to implement an override.
Okay, that's one thing. And next one.
Provides backward compatibility
and another good example I have given you yesterday, right? Functional programming.
Yeah.
Without lambda, can I do the functional programming in Java?
No.
What is meant by the functional programming?
We can pass function as arguments.
Yeah, functionality as not function,
Okay.
functionality as an argument.
Yeah.
When you say function is nothing but a method, right? So
Yeah.
whenever we are calling the method, for example, if I have a method called display, so generally I will pass a string variable or employee object or something. So all of those are containing the data. But if the method is taking an interface reference, if that interface reference is a functional interface, can I pass the lambda expression over there? If the method is taking an interface reference, can I write a lambda expression for that functional interface and I can pass it, right? That is nothing but a functional programming, right? So let me show you the code quickly that we have tried yesterday. So here, whenever I'm calling this run method is taking a test interface, test. What is this test? Look at here. It is a functional interface. That means whenever any method is taking the functional interface as an argument, generally what we do without Java 8, we create one class which implements this test interface and create an object of that class and then pass it here. So, but with the Java 8, what I can do, since it is a functional interface, can I write a lambda expression for a functional interface?
Yes.
So that functional interface I can write, this is how I'm writing, and then I'm passing that function interface as a method argument. Now here, does this argument is containing a data or what it is doing? It is performing some logic, correct? What is that logic? It's nothing but addition of two numbers. Is it a work or is it a data?
It is a work.
It's a work. That means I'm able to send some logic. That is nothing but a functionality, right? So the functional programming allows functionality as a method argument. So that is the main advantage of lambda expression. If someone is asking you what is the advantage of lambda expression, lambda enables the functional programming. What is meant by functional programming? Sending the functionality as a method argument. It is not a function. Sending the not a function, it's a functionality. Functionality is something what you wanted to do. Okay. Now, what is the another advantage? Anonymous inner class can be replaced with a lambda expression, correct? Yeah, we have seen yesterday, we know how to write a, what do you call, thread.
Class.
So whenever you are writing a thread class, you can directly, I can create a class and implement a thread, a runnable interface or extend thread class, or I can also do like this anonymous inner class. So this anonymous inner class can be replaced with a lambda expression. So this is another advantage of having a lambda expression, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What are the differences between a interface and function interface?
An interface can have any number of abstract method, and in functional interface, we can have only one abstract method.
Okay. What about the default and static methods?
Default also can have a default, and static can also be in any number in functional.
Yeah. So when I annotate an interface with a function, a great function interface annotation, can we add more than one abstract method?
No.
No. So because of that, my lambda expression will not be disturbed, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. I can write a lambda expression for a interface which has an abstract method, only one abstract method. So, but I do not want anyone to allow or anyone to write more than one abstract method. So I should use the iterate function interface annotation. Now, what are the different function interfaces are present in Java?
Runnable.
Okay, what else? There is a package. There we have looked at the, there is a package, right?
Yeah, function package. Consumer function.
Consumer accept predicate supply.
Yeah. So the new package have been introduced in Java called java.util.function. Okay, and which has different interfaces called consumer, predicate, function, supplier. Now, what does the predicate will do?
Predicate will return or true or false.
Okay, it takes an argument and returns true or false.
True
correct?
or false. Yeah.
Yeah. What does the consumer will do?
It will take argument and it will consume.
Yeah, it don't return anything. Correct?
Yeah.
Now, what does the function will do?
It will take and it will return.
Yeah, it takes one argument and returns some different argument. Yeah. What does the supplier will do?
It will return arguments. It will not take any arguments.
Yeah, supplier does not take any argument, but it returns some return type. Yeah. So what is the difference between a consumer and a by consumer?
It will take more than two arguments.
Yeah. So as the name itself is telling, if it is deferred by the number of arguments, then we call it as a by consumer. Generally, consumer takes one argument. If there is a requirement which takes the two arguments, then we go for by consumer. Similarly, by predicate, by function. Is it possible to have the by supplier?
No.
Because supplier does not take any argument. So there is no point of having a by supplier. Okay. Now here, whenever I use the function, what is the, so whenever I use a supplier, it returns some object, correct? If I want to return some primitive data type, what should I do?
Int supplier or double supplier we can use.
Yeah. Similarly, predicate or consumer. If I want to take some primitive values as a data, then can I use a int consumer, long consumer? It depends on that primitive. So generally, these consumer objects will be taking the wrapper classes, or it can be a wrapper class, or it can be any object reference. But if we want some primitive types, then we have to go for a int double long interfaces, which are present under the java.util.pack functions. So this is what we discussed till last class. Does anyone have any questions? Okay. So guys, whenever I say that questions, I'm looking at the chat box. That time you can see the blank screen. But don't worry about that. Once I'm explaining the topic, this black box would go away. So Bhavesh, you have some question, which method to refer? I could not get your question. Can you please repeat? You're talking about when I say predicate, it takes one argument and returns that one. So are you talking about a question over there? You can unmute yourself and speak. Guys, whoever has any question, please unmute yourself and speak. Okay, so I'll come back to that question later. Okay, now let's continue. So now, so we know that what is a consumer, we know that predicate everything. So we know what is a lambda expression, everything. I'll come to the method reference later because after writing a streams also you'll come back to the method reference. So we'll look at that method reference little later. Okay, now. So now here, collection improvements in Java 1.8. Okay, now let us look at what are the new changes have been introduced in collection interface for the 1.8. Let me create one more package. Com dot. I have created a separate package. Let me create a class. So that why am I doing this one separately? So that next time whenever you, I am going to share this code with you guys through the Telegram group. Whenever you have any doubts, you can refer to these classes. Okay, collection enhancement. Okay, now here, let me take main method. Okay, now let me create some list object, list of integer, L equal to new array list. So this is how we can create a list object. Let me add 10. 20, 30, 40. So I can say that this L is a list which is having the integer as an object. Now, if I want to display the contents of the list, what should I do? I will write the for loop, correct? Or I can write a iterator. I can write a for loop, right, like this. L dot size instead of I equal to 0, I less than L dot size. Okay, and then I plus plus. Now, if I want to print out, what should I do? System dot out dot println L dot get of I. Is this the way I can write the code without Java 8? Yes or no? To print the data that is present in the list?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's, no one has any questions on so far, right? This is a plain simple code. Okay. Now, how can I make this code easy? By using the collection enhancement. So there is a method called for each. So L dot. So on top of the collection. So here L is a collection object. So just do dot and then you can see there is a method called for each. So this for each method has been created newly in the 1.8. What does this for each method is taking? Look at the signature here. What does the for each method is taking? Which is, can I say that it is a consumer interface reference?
Yes.
And what does it returning? It is returning void, correct? Yeah. So can I say that it is a for each method is taking consumer interface?
Yes.
So what does the consumer interface will do? It takes one argument. So here, so for each method, to this for each method, I have to pass the consumer interface. So can I say that first I have to write a consumer is a function interface. So can I write a lambda expression for the consumer interface? Yes or no?
Yes.
The consumer, so integer. Okay. Now what I will write consumer C equal to what does the consumer will do? It takes one argument. Yes or no? It takes one argument and returns that argument, right? Or it does not return anything. It will perform some operation, right? Now it is taking an argument. So let me take some X. Okay. And then, so what is the, see here in this above line number 17 to 19, what am I doing? I am trying to print the data. That is nothing but system.out.println. Can I do that same thing here?
Yeah.
Sys out. sys out X. So this is a, can I say that this is a consumer interface lambda expression?
Yes.
Yeah, yes,
Now can I pass the C over here?
yes.
Now this line of code will print automatically this whatever is the data. Now let me write here code without Java 8 sys out printing data from collection object without Java 8. Printing data from collection object with Java 8. So, okay, now let's run the program. Okay, it is done. Let us look at the output. See, printing the data from the collection object without Java 8, it is printing 10, 20, 30, 40. Printing the data from the collection object with Java 8, 10, 20, 30, 40. Am I getting the same output or not?
Yeah,
Yes.
But see how easy writing the code. So here, so in the Java 8, there is a new method has been introduced called for each. What is the for each functionality? It is just to loop the in order to iterate over the collection. Why are we using the for loop? In order to iterate over the given array or collection. So similarly, in order if you want to iterate over the collection object, so whichever the object that you want to iterate it on top of that object, you call the for each method. See this here, this for each method is an instance method. So I need a object. So L dot for each. L is an object. On top of that object, I'm calling the for each method. But why? What am I passing this one? See, if you look at this definition of this for each method, the for each method is taking a consumer interface. So if you look at the earlier example here, run method is taking a test interface, which is a function interface. Similarly, here in the for each method, which is taking a this for each method is taking a consumer as an interface. Yeah. So consumer as an interface. So now consumer is a function interface. So can I write a lambda expression? Yes, I can write. So I have written a lambda expression separately in line number 23, and that's C I'm passing here. This is one way of writing. Or can I club this code and then write instead of writing taking a global local variable and pass it here directly? Can I copy this one and then put it here?
Yes.
I don't need even the local variable, correct?
Yeah.
So in this way, so this is how you can see the code in your project, correct? Yes or no?
Yes.
So this is the first for each method that has been newly introduced in collection framework, through which you can iterate over the collection. So what does the for each method will do? It will take the consumer interface. Consumer interface is something which takes one argument and does not return anything. It will perform some operation. So what is the operation it is performing? System.out.println. So whatever these 3 lines of code, it has been changed to only 1 line, correct? Now, for example, I want to add one more system.out statement. Some just I am writing print something, okay? Or I'm just giving one space. So if I am giving this space means how many lines of code I am writing in this for loop? 2 lines. So if I have to write the 2 lines of code here, can I say that here I have to have the curly bracket? Yes or no? Yes, if you remember yesterday, if more than one statement we need to perform, then I need to have the curly bracket, right?
Yeah.
Let me put the same thing. So this is nothing but how to use the for each method. Let us run the program and see the outcome. See, am I getting the same output? See, 10 space 20 space 30 space 40, 10 20 30 40. So the work wise the is same, but only the simplification of the code. So this is the first enhancement that is made for the collection object. Any questions, anyone? And I see that some of you have new joiners have done. So if guys, if you are part of the Telegram group, please. If you are not part of the Telegram group, please join the Telegram group. If you are already there, no issues. Now you can find this Telegram group in the Zoom link that you have received, that email that you have received from the Ashok IT. Okay. Now, because once everyone joins, I am going to share the code. And whoever is not speaking, please go on mute. Now, so the next thing, see, I have written the same thing. Okay. Now this is about here I just have the integer. Here integer as a object. Now what happens generally in our projects, we don't use a wrapper classes, right? So we use user defined object. Now let me create one user defined object here. Let me create one employee class. Okay. I think I have already created. What we'll do is, okay, we'll create a private int emp id. Private int emp, sorry, private string emp name. Private double emp salary. Okay. Now let me create a constructor and the setter getter. I'm going to the source, generate setters and getters. Whenever you select all and click on generate, it will create a setter getters. Now I'm going to source again and then generate constructor using this fields. You can generate using like this Eclipse shortcut, or you can write the methods also. Both are same. I'm just using the Eclipse shortcut so that it will be easy. Does anyone has any questions on this, or how am I generating this code for setter getters or constructor? Or you are already aware of it? If you are not aware and if you have any confusion, let me know, I can explain. Okay, if no response means I take it as everyone understood this one. So I just created a class called employee. Okay. Now in my organization, I have multiple employees. I want to, so if I want to add the number of employees, what I will do? Let me create a list of, earlier I have created a list of integer. Now I am creating list of employee. Now EMP list. So guys, this EMP list, we will be using this throughout the learning the stream API, etc. So just be careful. So now new array list. I can use array list, linked list, anything. Okay. Now whenever I EMP list dot add. So whenever I'm adding, I need to create an object, correct? New employee. I'm creating an employee object, first employee object 1, 2, 3. And the name I'm putting it as a Karthik. Okay, and the salary is some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, some salary. Or let me put 1 lakh. Okay. Now let me create some other employees as well. So 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 6, 1, 2, 7. Okay. Now let me take employee name as Aditya and 2 lakhs. Let me take let me take the Atul, some students from this class. Okay. Now let me take Vaibhav, which has 4 lakhs. And let me look at the name. Let me put Shesha. I am just taking the random names, guys. Okay. So these are the employees. Now all these employees are there. This is the employee list. Okay. Now I want to iterate this employee list. What should I do without Java 8? If I want to iterate these employees without Java 8, what should I do?
We have to use for loop.
Okay,
So
same thing, correct?
Yeah.
Iterate over a collection. Now here, can I say that instead of emp list dot size, Thanks, Bonish. So emp list dot size. Now now here, in order to get the data, emp list dot get of index I. So at this position, what am I going to get? What object I am going to get when I do like this?
First object.
What is that first object? Is it an integer, double, employee? What it is?
Employee object.
Because this list is containing the employee object. So at get of I will give me the employee object. Right? So, okay. Now, so get name, correct? Get employee ID. So let me do sys out. Okay. I'm printing emp ID is emp ID plus emp name is plus get emp name. Okay. So this is how I can print the ID and name. If I want, I can print the salary also, not a matter. So now let's write the lambda, let's use the same for each method for this one. So in order to use a for each method, so I have to, on top of a list or method or map or set, I can use a for each method. So on top of this, I want to iterate. So emp list dot for each. So for each method is taking a consumer. What does the consumer will do? It takes one argument and returns nothing, but it performs some operation. What is the operation here? Printing the data. Now, can I say that if I want to take an argument, do I need to write the data type whenever I'm writing a lambda expression? Here, for each method is taking a consumer interface, correct? Consumer function interface. Yes or no?
Yes.
So how many arguments are present in the consumer function interface?
One.
One. So that means this is first I have to write and then this arrow mark. So after the arrow mark, I need to write the implementation. Before the arrow mark, I need to write the argument, correct?
Yeah.
So now whenever you are, see here, one argument I need to write. When I say one argument I need to write, here can I say that I have to put some anything, any variable name?
Yeah.
So is it mandatory for me to put the data type?
Not required.
I can write anything, A, B, C, D, anything, correct? Or I can write Karthik also, not a problem. This Karthik will be taken as a variable, correct? So you can put anything, V. Now what I'm doing, sys out, I'm printing the data. What is this V is nothing but a, now here in this example, you are, so here, whenever I'm writing the for loop and iterating this employee list dot get, I'm getting the employee object. Similarly, where am I performing this for each method? On top of the employee list. What does the employee list is containing? Employee object. Now, can I say that this V is nothing but a EMP object? Employee object?
Yes.
Yes.
Now here, look at here. If you want to, so V dot, now we can write EMP name is, sorry, EMP ID is. Now you might ask me, sir, see if I do V dot get EMP ID I'm getting. Why am I getting EMP ID? Because how does it know that it's an employee object? Because you already provide, whenever you're calling the for each method, you are calling this for each method on a list object. What does this list is storing? In the generics you are providing, this list is storing employee object. That means from this employee object, for example, if my for each method is having 10 records, first it will come to the first record. What is that first record? Is nothing but employee object. From that first record, you are printing the employee ID and employee name. And then you will go to the second record, correct?
Correct.
So V dot get employee name. So this is how I can write. Now let us debug and see how many times this for loop, see this for loop, how many times this will get execute?
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So can I, similarly this 40 line number 42 also should execute 5 times, right? First time it will take the V as a Karthik, second time Aditya. Let us look at that. Let me debug the code. Yeah, if I am running the code, So all the employee objects are there. Look at the for loop. So for loop is executing, see, every time, and it is printing the data. Okay, now whenever you're coming here, it's a single line statement. Now let us see if, let me do F6 or else let me do F8. So F6, it went inside. If I do F8, see, one time again it has come, see, look at here. Data is coming, employee ID 1, 2, 3, and again it is in the same line. Now next time if I do, what is the V? V is nothing but, look at here. V has become, so Aditya is completed. What is the third object? Atul. Now let us look at after Atul, what is the fourth object? Yeah, Vaibhav. So now if I do F8, again, what is the last object? Shesha, right?
Yeah.
Shesha. So that means from the working wise, can I say that whatever you are doing the for loop, is it also doing the same thing?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it is iterating over the collection and printing it. Only thing you need to remember is, so whenever you're calling the for each method is taking a consumer interface. So consumer is a function interface. So I can write a Lambda expression. Okay, can I say that this is a Lambda expression? Whatever I have highlighted in the blue color?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes. So now what is this V? So what is this V? It's an argument. What kind of an argument? It depends on,
Employee type.
yeah, see here I have taken a employee list is
Okay.
nothing but a employee list of employees. So V is nothing but employee.
Yeah.
In the above example, what is a V? What is the X?
Integer.
Integer, because it is containing this one. So that means here, whenever you are writing a Lambda expression, the argument depends, the type of argument that you are passing it depending on what type of a object you have, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
This is very important because this will create the basic so that you will understand. So that's the reason here, generally, here you can understand emp list.get of I will give you employee object. But here, someone will say that how can you know that it's a V? V is the employee object by looking at this, by looking at the declaration of this list. So now in our project, what happens? So generally, which one we use in our project? Do we use a wrapper class like this, or do we use a user-defined class like this?
User defined.
Yeah. So now whenever some different class comes in your project, can I say that this employee can be replaced with whatever you want?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So this is the more frequently you will use in your project. Okay. Does anyone has any questions so far?
So can you show above example how it is working?
It is also same in the above. The difference between the above example and this one is, I hope you have joined late, so let me repeat it. So in the above example, I have just taken list of integers. This is how generally you can see the examples as something. So integer is nothing but 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay. Here what I am doing, I am giving the primitive value. How this will be converted into the wrapper class by calling the concept of auto boxing. So it is normal. So now here, if you want to print it, this is how you can do it. Okay. Now, if I want to write, use the for each method, which takes a consumer interface. So here, take consumer is something which takes one argument, and after the arrow mark, I want to write the logic. What is the logic? I want to write this to system.out.println. So that I am writing over here. That's it. So now here, what does this X? How can I differentiate? How can I know what is this X? Is it an employee object? Is it a integer object, or is it a string object? How do I know? By looking at this L. What is this L? L is a list object. But what this list is storing? It is storing integer. So that means this X is nothing but an integer variable. Similarly, whenever I come to this employee list dot for each method, and it is taking a consumer. So whenever you're writing a consumer, you don't need to provide the data type. We just provide some variable. So now what this V is a variable? Is it a string or is it a Boolean? How do I know? By looking at this one. What is this? Employee list is an object. So what kind of an object it is? It is a list object which is storing an employee. So that means this consumer will hold this a employee object. Since it is an employee object, I'm able to see dot get employee ID. If something else, then can I able to see this method?
No.
Hope the one who asked the question, is it clear? The above example?
Sir, now we are printing. No, we can write any code in the consumer. Means modifying.
Yeah, you can write. So here, let me, okay. Tell me what you want to write. You wanted to do some example, anything, Amy?
Changing the adding plus 10 to the existing values, like this, anything.
Yeah, you can do. Okay, L dot get of I plus 100. Is it the thing that you wanted to do?
Yes, we'll get concurrent exception also, like while
The
parsing.
concurrent modification, see, that is not because of this one, right? See, if you, whenever you are iterating over a collection and modify the data, you will get a concurrent modification exception. Even the
Yes.
same thing happens in the for each. But after getting the data, so let me do. So I want to get the employee. Okay. So here, whenever I'm writing this, since it is a single line statement, I have written this one. If it's a multiple line statement, can I say that I have to put the curly bracket? Yes. Can I say that here I have to close the curly bracket?
Yes.
Now I'm printing the data. Okay. Okay, done. After printing, I want to take the salary and so this is a standard salary. I want to deduct some amount from this one for each employee. So company providing maybe like they wanted to decrease some 10% of the salary. Now here, what I can do, v dot get employee salary. So this will give me the salary. Yes or no?
Yes.
This will be a double sal. Okay, equal to. So from this one, I want to deduct 10% and then display it. So how can I do? Double deducted salary equal to okay. Now okay, 10% or 10% is nothing but 0. I can also multiplied by 0.01, correct? Yes or no? Now, so here I wanted to print this one. So I am so let me print employee name plus deducted salary is. So this is, I'm just giving you one example. So in this place, in this logic, you can write whatever the logic that you have in your project, correct?
Yes.
You cannot modify the collection object because you will get a concurrent modification exception. Not only whether it's a for each, whether it's a for loop, whatever you do, you will get a concurrent modification exception, correct? That is irrespective of this Java 8 features. But can I write more than one liner code, or can I write my logic inside the for each? Yes. This for each method is taking a consumer. What does the consumer will do? Yeah, whoever is talking, I can hear my voice. Yeah. So consumer will do, it takes one argument and it performs some operation. It will not give you the output, but it will perform some operation. Can I say that this is some operation it is performing and it is printing the data? It is not returning, but it is printing. Let us run the program and see. See, is it printing? So 10% I have deducted, like see, multiplied by 1 lakh multiplied by 0.01, 2 lakh multiplied by 0.01. So am I getting those data or not? Am I performing some operation?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Hope your query resolved.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So this part, whatever you have mentioning here, you can write, you can declare a local variable, copy, cut this. If you want, if you are using this consumer interface multiple places, I can say that this one is consumer employee C equal to, and then this C I can use it here, right? See, if I am writing multiple lines, multiple places, I want to use the same lambda expression. Then writing like this will be a duplicate of data. Then what I will do, I will declare the consumer like this and then I will use it. If it is only one time, I can say that this copy this content, entire content, and then put it here. Yes or no? This is same as declaring the variable also. Okay, hope you get it. Any questions, guys? I see comments.
Sir, like one question, like, so if you want like use conditions, we can use the if loop, right? So
Yeah, you can write whatever you want here. Let me write if salary, okay, after deduction, you write whatever other code you want. You can create a concurrent hash map, copy and write array list, anything. If the
Okay.
detected salary is greater than 1,000, then only I will print it. So can I say that this Karthik salary is greater than 2,000?
Okay.
See here, what are you doing here? Basically, it's a consumer interface. Consumer interface, see, it is not printing all the employees, right? 10 Karthik and Aditya. It is printing rest. So basically, this for each method is taking a consumer interface. Consumer has an abstract method, right? That abstract method definition you are providing here. What does that abstract method will do? That means you can write anything, whatever you want. Hope you understand.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Let me seek some comments. Okay, I hope all the questions are resolved. Okay, now let's go to the, so I'll be sharing the notes once everyone joins the group. Don't worry about that. Same exam, similar kind of examples I have provided in the notes as well. Okay, now there is another thing called remove if. So there is another method called remove if.
Sir, one doubt. Actually, here we are using like one for loop, right? If we are having like a inner loop also, like multiple for loop. So in that case, like how we can write that one? How we can
Here also
pass?
you can write for loop, right?
Like
Here,
I want to write like a for each loop inside this one. So that also I will use the for
so
each
when
loop.
okay, when you can go for a for inside a for, tell me. Leave about
Suppose
Java
like
8. Leave about Java 8. You
okay.
wanted to write for inside a for, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, then what should be your data structure?
Like suppose think like any table data, like two-dimensional array I'm having.
Yes. So that means, can I say that it is your data structure is nothing but a list of lists?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So same thing, list of, here, this is also a list, correct? Okay. Now let me do, yeah. So this is how your data structure should look like, correct? Now here, L dot, okay, let me, instead of L, let me take L1 because L is already defined. L1 dot for each, okay, done. So whenever you say L1 dot for each, what are you going to get here, consumer? Can I say that here, whenever you say R, what is this R is nothing but array list object, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Now on top of this array list object, so you just do whatever the work you want. Let me write this out, R only. And then on top of this, if you want to write, again, you can write for each, right? Or inside internally, you can also write the for each, right? Hope you're able to get what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
It depends on your data structure, how it is defined. Whatever you do, normal for and all, the same thing you can do it.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay,
just,
generally, so it is just only iterating over the collection. But if you want to do some manipulations, or if you want to perform some operations, that's where we go for a stream. So in Java 8, we have another concept called stream API, correct? So we go for, see, what am I doing? Am I performing anything, or am I just iterating over the data and just printing something, correct? But from the collection, I want to perform different operations. I want to print the employee names who are having the salary more than 10,000. Okay, I want to print the employees, all the employees on the descending salary. So that time, can I call those as operations on a collection?
yeah.
Yes or no? So
Yes.
in order to do the operations on a collection, we go for a stream method, stream API. In the stream, we have a different method. Stream is an interface. In the stream, we have different methods called filter, map, reduce, flat map, and all. So that we are going to discuss little later. Let me complete the collection methods. Then we'll go for next topic would be the streams. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Done. Now let's look at the next method. There is in the collection interface, there is a method called, new method have been introduced called remove if. Okay. Now let us look at what is this remove if. Okay. Let me take the same L object. So if you want to remove the some data from this collection object, from this list, what do? L dot remove. So in the array list, you have a two remove methods. Look at here, which one is taking an index, one is taking an object. Index means if I provide 0, what element will be deleted here?
10,
Yeah. If I provide 1,
20.
20. If I provide 2, 30. That means it is this remove method works on an index. Now if I provide new integer 20, which object will be deleted?
20.
20.
So that means this object will be deleted. That means this is no longer an index, correct? So this is, see, if you look at the remove method in the array list, this is nothing to do with Java 8 features, guys. So if you look at the remove method in the array list, you have overloaded method. Remove method which takes one index argument, remove method which takes an object. So which the first time we have seen remove method which takes an index. That means you can give the 0, 1, 2, 3. Based on the index, that corresponding object will be deleted. Second method is taking an object. Whenever you say object, what am I doing in line number 17? New integer of 20. Can I say that I am creating an object? Yes or no?
Yeah.
So whenever I do this, it will check whether this 20 is present with the object as 20. Do I have the object in the list? If it is present, then it will remove it. For example, if I am putting 50, so what is the output of remove method? Is it a true? See, the remove method is returning Boolean.
False.
Will it return true or false?
False.
Why?
It will not present. The object not present in a.
Whatever the given object is not present in the list. Hence, it will not remove. Correct? If it is removed, then it will return true. If it is not, it will return false. So this is a working of remove method and remove method which takes an index, remove method which takes an object. Similarly, if you look at here, so see where this method is present in the list interface. Correct? Now let us look at the source code of the list interface. Where can I see the source code of a list interface? Using the decompiler under the rt.jar, right? Hope you guys know about the rt.jar, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Go to java.util and then go to array list. So, or let's go to the list interface. Okay. Array list is implementing list interface. Now look at here. Okay, look at here, remove if. So there is a method called remove if. So here, array list is extending from collection. So they have implemented in the collection interface. If I go to this one, so if I do the control space, I am able to see different methods. Look at here, remove method which takes an integer, remove method which takes an object. These are the old methods. In Java 8, the new method have been introduced called remove if. What does this remove if method is taking? See where this method is present in the collection interface. Look at here. So whenever you are looking at the suggestions, so the immediate whatever you can see here integer, that is called as return type. Let me take the picture of this. Now let me put it here. So in this one, so whenever you want anything of Java methods you want to know, here the first thing that whatever is written here, this is okay. So here this is a method name, correct? This is a method name, and this one is nothing but a return type. Whatever you are saying, this integer, it's a return type. What is this list? This is a class or interface in which this method is present. Similarly, see remove if is a method name. Okay, what it is returning? It is returning Boolean. Where it is present? It is present in the collection. So it's an interface. So whenever you look at any Java documentation, this is how you can see. Let me show you something. L dot equals. So what are the methods of object class?
Equals hash code.
So let us look at hash code. Okay, so here it is showing the list. That means in the list class, this hash code method is overridden, correct? If it is not overridden, look at here somewhere. Object class will be mentioned. See here, get class. There is a method called get class. So all the classes, for all the classes, object class is a parent class, correct? So this get class method is present in the object class. So that means this, whenever you're looking at the suggestions, first thing will be the method name, second will be the return type, and third will be the class name. So similarly, if you look at the remove method, remove if method means method name is remove if, what it is returning Boolean, where it is present in the collection interface. Now let us look at the collection interface. In the collection interface, am I able to see the code here? So this is the implementation of the remove if method. Now the question comes, what does the remove if method is taking? What is the input argument for this remove if method?
Predicate.
Predicate.
Implementation.
Yeah. So that
It
means,
takes
can I
some-
say that it is taking a predicate interface? Yes or no?
Yes,
It is taking a predicate. Now, what is a predicate?
which takes some value and returns, tests some conditions and returns Boolean.
Yeah, predicate is a function interface. So for a function interface, can you write a lambda expression?
Yes.
So let me write predicate. Let me take integer. Here, since the list is containing integer, I am taking an integer. Now L equal to. Now what I want to do, so what does the predicate will do? It takes one argument and returns Boolean,
Boolean.
correct? Okay. So in order to denote the argument, can I say that bracket like this? And then this is the implementation. Okay. Now
Yes.
here, let me take D. Let me do D. So if there is only one liner statement, can I say that predicate P1? Okay. So here, return Boolean, right? Let me do,
Return false.
or else just I can directly mention false, correct?
Yes.
So here true or false. This is how I can write generally the predicate statement, and this predicate I can replace it here, right? So or else, can I say that directly the predicate also I can write here?
Yes, it
Yes or
is
no?
taking it. Yes.
So now let's write here remove if P. So here the whenever you are writing this predicate, right? Don't get confused. How can I write the code here? So look at the definition of the method and then understand. So let me show you that. Okay. So here, remove if. Whenever I say remove if is a method which is taking a predicate. What does the predicate will do? Predicate will take one argument and it will return true or false. Okay. Now here, let me comment this. Here it's an integer, simply. Okay. Or else here. Now,
Print greater than 10 values.
yeah, print, for example, divided by 2 equal to 0. If I'm mentioning like this, what does it mean?
You're checking for the even numbers.
So that means here, okay, let me remove this symbol. Okay. Now it will, so here, remove if is a method, I'm calling it. So it will delete whenever this is a predicate statement, correct? Whenever this condition is true, then that element will be deleted. Now here, what is this P? P is nothing but,
List of
what does the L
integers.
containing? L is nothing, integer. So for example, first element, it will come 10. 10 divided by 10% by 2. Is it 0? Yes, it will be deleted. Next 20, next 30, next 40. That means whatever the code I have mentioned here, that will be removed here. Let me execute the same thing for here so that you will understand better. Now here, EMP list is a array list. I want to remove, or else I want to remove the employee whose name starts with K. How do I do? Can I say that here, if here in the for loop, I will take the each employee object and compare whether the name starts with K or not, correct? If emp list dot get of I dot get name dot equals ignore case K, then I can remove it generally, like emp list dot remove. Okay, so this is normal way of writing. But if I want to write a remove if, what I will do? Let me write here. Emp list dot remove if. So remove if method is taking a predicate. So here if I put p dot get name, get employee name dot equals or else starts with, I can like else starts with or equals anything. If I say K, so what this remove method will do? If the employee name starts with K, then what this predicate will return? Will it return true or false? It will return true, and then that element will be deleted. Now here, what is the employee list is containing? Karthik, Aditya, Atul, Vaibhav, Shesha. Now first element, whenever the first element is coming, Karthik, is the name Karthik starts with K?
Yes.
Okay, can I say that Karthik will be removed?
Yes.
Now what next? So will it stop over there or will it iterate all the elements?
It will iterate.
Entire the collection. So here, whenever you say remove if or for each method, it will iterate enter the collection. Now next it will come to the Aditya. So what is the Aditya? Does it start with K? No, it will return false. So if it is true, then only it will delete. So now how do I tell that whether whatever I am explaining, whether it is correct or not? Let's look at the source code. See, remove if method is taking a predicate. Now whatever the predicate I am passing here, that will be stored in the parent predicate argument. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes or no? So here in the predicate, what is the abstract method that you have?
Predicate,
Test method, correct?
method, yes.
Yeah. Look at here. Param predicate dot test. They are passing the data. If it is matching, that means if this test is returning true, can I say that they are returning the data from the iterator? So that's the reason we don't get a concurrent modification exception. So I got to your question. Some of you are thinking that while iterating, if I am removing, I'll get a concurrent modification. But if you are removing from the collection, you will get a concurrent modification exception. But if I am removing from the iterator, I don't get it. So here, whenever this test method is returning true, iterator dot remove. That means it will remove that element.
Can you please?
Hope you guys.
No, I didn't get this. Like when we display, so Karthik will be there or not?
It will not be.
No, you said it is deleting from iterator. No?
Yeah, it will be. So see when, okay. So now here. Okay. Now this is the code you write a iterator. Yes or no? The one who has the question. May I know your name?
Srivalli.
Yeah, Srivalli. So is this the code that you write?
Yes.
Correct. For
Yes.
iterator. Now if I say emp list dot now employee e equal to itr dot next. Okay. Now after that, let me do employee list dot add new employee some number. Let me add your name. Let me add some salary. Okay. Now here, whenever you do this, what happens? If I execute this code, what happens?
Exception, concurrent modification.
Concurrent modification exception. because whenever I'm iterating over a collection and doing the structural modification, I will get a concurrent modification exception. So if I am replacing this line with the ITR now,
I think now also it will give error.
no, so here you can delete. So here you are not adding directly. So if I am using the iterator object and adding the data, so that the same thing is happening here. Iterator dot remove. Iterator is nothing but whatever the iterator object. On top of the iterator, if you add it, you don't get a concurrent modification exception. If you are changing the original collection, you will get a concurrent modification exception. Do you know why do you get a concurrent modification exception first of all?
Because when they are reading, we are modifying. No, that's why.
Yes. How does the Java know that you are reading and modifying it? Any idea? Okay, let me tell you that. So that this is not related to this one. Just let me tell you. So whenever you are here, whenever you are adding the data, so you are calling the add method. Now, can I say that array list add method will be called?
Yes.
So whenever you are calling the add method, internally the add method is using one variable called mod count. Okay. So in the add method, if you look at one method is present, check for co-modification. So in this check for co-modification, there is a variable called mod count. So every time whenever you add the data, mod count variable will be incremented. So whenever you add this one, 1, whenever you add this 2, 3, 4, 5, the currently mod count variable is holding 5. Okay. Now, whenever you call the iterator, the mod count variable will be holding 5. So next, whenever you call the next method, can I say that it will call the next method of the array list class only here? So in the next method, what is the line number 1114? It is check for co-modification. So how does so first time it won't give you the concurrent modification exception. Whenever the loop is getting repeated for second time. So when here, before calling the iterator, what is the mod count? 5. Whenever you add this data, the mod count becomes 6. So earlier mod count is 5, current mod count is 6. The mod count is modified. Here, if you look at this check for co-modification method, I'm not able to go there. Let me write here. Yeah, if you look at this check for co-modification method, array list dot this dot mod count. Currently, array list dot this dot mod count is 6, and this this is 5, and this mod count is 6. So if these two are not matching, look at here, not symbol is there. If these two are not matching, internally it is throwing a concurrent modification exception. So let me debug this one and show you guys. See, whenever you add internally, automatically the mod count will be incremented. So whenever I call, see here, I have added 5 objects. Whenever I call the iterator, in the iterator, you can see what is the expected mod count variable. You can see 5. Why it is 5? Because whenever you call the add method, remove method, internally the array list class is having one variable called mod count, which is an integer variable. Whether you perform add operation, delete operation, any operation, the mod count variable will get incremented. So I have done the add operation 5 times. So if it is an integer value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So at the time of calling the iterator, what is the expected mod count? 5. But inside this, see, first time I'm getting the next object done. So whenever I'm adding the object again, what is the mod count? Can I say that the mod count variable will be incremented to 6? Yes or no?
Yes.
Now, when I come to this next, again has next method and come to the next method. In the next method, can I say that this internally from the next method, they are calling check for co-modification method?
Yes.
Just now I have shown you.
Yes.
So here, now what is my expected mod count before calling this one? 5. But what is the current mod count of the array list? 6.
6.
Is it 5 not equal to 6? Is it true?
Yes.
Yes or no? So is this condition true or false? Since it is true, what it is throwing? Concurrent modification exception, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Hope you understand. But
Yes.
whenever you are deleting it from the iterator, so here if you look at the code, of the collection.class, they are not deleting it from the collection. They are deleting it from the iterator. So whenever you are deleting a iterator object, it won't give you the concurrent modification exception. So that's the reason they are not throwing it here.
But it will reflect in the collection if I remove
Yes,
from the
yes. So this is how it will work. Like the concurrent modification exception is thrown when you are modifying the original collection. So here, am I modifying the original collection? No, I'm taking the object from the iterator and then I'm modifying it. So this is very important, guys, to know the difference between a modifying a original collection, modifying the iterator. So here, check for co-modification. What is the meaning? Mod count not equal to expected mod count, correct? Expected mod count was 5 and mod count is 6. Hence, it is throwing the exception. They have gone to the array list class automatically because in my Eclipse, decompile is auto inbuilt. Does that resolve your question, Srivalli?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Just try with multiple examples, you will understand. Okay. I'm commenting this code. So the new implementations of a collection interface are for each method and then the remove if method. For each method which takes a consumer. So consumer is a function interface. You can write a lambda expression and then displace it. So similarly, a remove if method is taking a predicate. Predicate means it takes one argument and returns Boolean. So whatever the condition you want to write, you just write it. If the condition is true, then that element will be removed from the collection. If it is false, it will not. So where that code is present? Under the remove if method. Where the remove if method is present? Under the collection class. You can look at here. Predicate.test. That means they are calling the abstract method. So if I'm passing the data, if this is returning true, then iterated.remove. If not, the remove method will not be called. Hope you understand. Any questions, anyone? Look at here. Whenever you execute this statement and you execute the system.out.println so that you will get the data. Any questions so far, anyone?
Karthik, this is Sohini here. So
Yeah.
with this remove if we can use for each also, right? For printing this list once again.
After completion of this remove if, on top of this collection, you can call the remove for each like this.
Okay.
You can call like this. If you want to print it, you can call the for each. That's it. Yes. Yeah, Melvin. So the fail fast, fail safe iterator, fail fast iterator, that is just a concept. Fail safe iterators are nothing but they don't provide you the concurrent modification exception. So that is just for the naming convention. Whenever you say inheritance, it's a name, right? Similarly, fail safe iterator, fail fast iterator, it's a name. So some don't provide you the concurrent modification exception, which is nothing but copy and write array list, copy and write array set, concurrent hash map, those. Yes, for each automatically iterates the list. So generally, if you want to iterate over the list, you need to write a for loop in and then integer variable, etc. But whenever you say for each, how can you call this for each method? You need to provide the object. What is that object? It should be a collection object. So collection object means it can be a list, linked list, vector, or set, anything. On top of that, you can call the for each. So how many in this employee list? If I have 1 million records, that means this for each will be iterated over for 1 million. For each record, so what is this employee list is containing? Employee. That means this V is nothing but employee. For each record, whatever you mention under this will be performed. So it is as simple as the for each for loop, but it is a easiest version. Okay. Does anyone has any questions so far? Okay. If no questions, so tomorrow we are going to get started with a stream. So I request you all to be please on time to the class. Since the demo classes were there, so I started with the 9:10 because some might join late or some may not know the information. So now you know all of you are enrolled for this course. Please join the class on time. Like by 9 o'clock and 5 minutes, I'll be starting the class. I request you all to be please on top of the time.
Sorry, Karthik, to interrupt you once again. I got the link, but I'm unable to again. I mean, I have registered also yesterday. I'm unable to again join the session. I was waiting for a long time, but that link was showing like host not yet approved, something like that.
Okay.
So, do I need to connect with someone?
No. What you can do is, so are you part of this Telegram group, right?
I think I am.
Okay. So now whenever you are part of this Telegram group, guys, every day you don't need to search for the link. So let me ping this message to all. I pinned this message. Okay, here I'll ping. See, you can see the one pinned message, correct? So whenever you click on this pinned message, what I have just click on this message. You will go to the directly this link. So here this is the Zoom ID. Once you click on this link, automatically you will be going to the Zoom notification, and then you just enter your first name, mid name, last name, and then location and mobile number. Automatically click on login. You will join the class.
Sir, one question is, what is the purpose of marker interface?
What is the purpose of
Marker interface.
Docker? I could not get. What is the purpose of
Marker interface.
marker interface? Okay. Okay. I'll explain that. But that is not related to Java 8, right?
But I am attending that.
Yeah. I could not get.
I know the marker interface, which doesn't contain any methods, but what is the purpose there?
Yeah, I'll explain that. But just that's a core Java question. I'll explain that. Just wait for some time. So let me complete this Java 8. Once like whoever is not interested, they can drop off, and I can explain at the end. So please, whoever had joined the Telegram group, please request you all to please join the Telegram group as well and keep the same name in the whatever the name.
I did not get the link of the Telegram group actually in my.
So did you get an email from the Ashok IT to join this Zoom session?
Yes. I got
In the same email, below the Zoom link, you can see the Telegram group link also.
Yeah, that Telegram group, it is going to Ashok IT, some 12.2K subscriber, that group only.
No. That you are looking at the signature, I think. Before the signature, there is a group to join. So if you're not able to get it, just call the Ashok IT admin. They will enroll you from the backend. Because even I got a mail. In that email, it is mentioned. In the subject body of the mail itself, you can see. Please click here to join the Zoom link, right? So let me show you that. If I see here, please join today's session with the below Zoom details, new Zoom link. Immediately after this password 123123, you can see some text saying that click here to join the Telegram group from some link. Were you able to find that?
Sir, but today's Zoom link is not working.
That's what today's Zoom link is.
We called them, but there's some mismatch. So I joined in Telegram. I got the link. One which is provided in the email. It is saying.
Host. We are waiting for
start the meeting like that.
Yeah.
Okay, might be they have given you the older one. So okay, let me check with the admin. Don't worry, but you will get the video as well today, and tomorrow I'll be repeating. So I'll ask them to talk to you guys and then provide you the update. Okay, might be they have mistakenly sent the Zoom link. Let me talk to them.
And can you please mention them to send the this Telegram link also? I don't know why I'm not getting the same mail.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, if you are already enrolled, I'll be talking to them and you can expect a message from them. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So if no questions, that's all for today, guys. Tomorrow we are going to learn stream. So please be on time and then it will be interesting, guys. Once you understand the basics, then easily you can write. If you don't understand, it will be very headache. Okay, please be on time. So that's all for today. Yeah, let me stop the